Hey, what's up, everyone? How are you guys doing today? It's Tuesday. Hope you guys are all staying safe. I'm going to give you guys all some time and the opportunity to go ahead and log on. We are live. I'm got you guys right here. I have my laptop over here ready to be able to field any questions. I believe Janae might be on, and she's going to help with that. I had already some people asking questions, and I'm really excited. Today we are talking about how to host virtual events, and I'm so excited despite everything that's happening. I just want to share that, you know what? This is a great time to do this. So anyone else want to join? Go ahead, and if you are on and watching, please go ahead and hit that share button. It's going to be really helpful for me. And I do want to let you guys know that because my kids are home, and my husband's home, we're all home. I know you guys are all experiencing this, but you're probably going to hear some noise in the background. I'm sorry about that. We're doing our best to stay in our own spaces, and it's not always that easy, right? Okay, so today, well, first let me go back, take it a step back. I'm Angela Kiesenbing with Angela Grace Events. This is Angela Grace Celebrates Live. Hey, where every day is a reason to celebrate. Even right now, in the season that we're in, things are getting affected. Everyone's getting affected. And this is just the reality that we're in. And I want to let you guys know that there's always something to celebrate. So if you have anything that you want to celebrate, anything that you want to share, go ahead and share that in the comments below. Hey, what's up, Natalie? So this is our temporary norm. And I just want to say that, you know what? It's okay. It gives us time to slow down. It gives us time to become more innovative, get creative, connect with people in a different way. And that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about how to host virtual events and what does that mean to you as a business owner? What does that mean to you as somebody who runs a community? This is the next best thing. I love events. That's why I'm in the industry. I'm an event strategist, and I help support entrepreneurs with planning and promoting their events, mostly live, now getting into virtual and online. So, hey, what's up, Lisa? Thanks for joining. I'm so excited to have you guys here. That's awesome. Yeah, if you guys are celebrating anything, let me know below, okay? I want to know how you guys are doing and what business you're in. I know both of you. I just met Lisa today. But if you guys have a business page, go ahead and put it down below. One of the best ways that we can support each other is to just share each other's businesses, right? So let's see. Yeah. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and leave those in the comments below too. I'm going to go ahead and get started, but I shared in the description a couple things, how we're going to go about doing this. But last week I did share a post about how to navigate events through a crisis. Make sure you go ahead and check that out. I'll put all of the links that I talk about in the description again after the fact. But again, if you have any questions, let me know. So let's see. Oh, I had somebody else join. Hi. Make sure you give me some hearts and some thumbs up because I want to see you and say hi to you. So let's go ahead and jump right into this, right? This is a virtual event. Ritika, thank you for being here. This is a virtual event, and I want to ask you guys, how many of you have actually planned an online meeting or event or even attended a conference that's like online before? Go ahead and raise your hand. Ha! Hey, Janae. I love seeing everybody pop up. Yeah, raise your hand, leave a comment. I know I've been to a few live events. Last week I already went on I did a Zumba class. I did a fitness class, and I also went to a networking event, all online. So it is possible to stay connected during this time. And that is what is the most important. I always tell people that it's so important to add value. So however you do that is up to you. And right now, this is the best way to connect. It's the best way for us to gather. And if you have a community, I'm going to let you guys know right now. I was just thinking about this as I was taking a walk today. I truly believe that when you have a community of people, it's so much easier to host live events and virtual events because you already have people that are fans or friends that are loyal, who really take in and appreciate the things that you're sharing. and are going to want to support you. So, not planned one, but you've been to some. Okay. All right. Well, I want to make this super easy. I know that there's so many different ways to take this conversation. I want to make sure that we kind of like bring it down, look at a little bit high level, and then we can go into questions and I can talk about some other things in a later time. But here again, I broke it down into a couple things. So number one, we're going to talk about the benefits and the types of events that you can host. Number two is setting goals and objectives. Okay. And making sure you have that strategic plan, because even though it's an online event, you still have to plan. Number three is what do you need to get started, right? Do I need all the fancy gadgets? No, the answer is no. You could do it from your phone, which I am doing right now. What are the platforms? And then tips for safety and etiquette, because I'm learning a lot about this now. A lot of things are popping up because so many people are going online. There's always going to be one person or one group of people that ruin it for the rest of us. So let's definitely get into that. Number five is marketing and promotion. We definitely want to keep marketing and promoting our events. Social media is great for that. And number six, taking action and testing the waters, right? Somebody else messaged me earlier, and you know what? They were showing a screenshot of one of their coaching calls, and it was like, use this time to experiment. If there's anything that you wanted to test out, go for it. You know what? Try it. We won't know until we try. Hey, what's up, Amanda? Hi, Angela. Thank you so much for being here. All right, let's jump right into it. So we're talking about the benefits and the types of events. Obviously, we cannot get together because of the social distancing, which is our new temporary norm, right? Because after all this, we're going to be able to get together, high five each other, give each other hugs. And I can't wait for the day that we can celebrate that. For now, the next best thing is going to be these online virtual events. I want to tell you guys really, before we start too, just to be careful with what you consume, because what you consume is going to consume you overall. So be careful with what you choose to consume, and then also choose to create over consuming. Someone's asking, how do we raise our hand? So you can, if you have a question, you can just type it in the box, and then I can address it later. So again, the benefits. It's obviously we need to do it right now because of the season that we're in. Number two, it's low cost, not just for you, but everyone involved. You can lower the cost for your attendees. It could be free. It could be, you can charge for it. And if you have a lot of information, then you definitely want to make sure that you charge. Thank you. And then you can do it from anywhere. You know what? My husband and I always joke around because he's working from home too, but it's like business on top, party on the bottom, because you know what? I'm just wearing leggings, throw on some earrings, and fix my hair a little bit. You know, it's just, there's so many things that are going to benefit you as you're planning all of this stuff right now. So get comfortable. Hi, Christine. Thank you for joining. And then it's fairly simple. It's really simple to set up. So a lot of you who are just now joining, you know, we talked about how you can use the tools that you already have. Basically, let's keep this simple. Let's make sure that we actually create quality content, but we're actually putting it out there. We're not just like creating and thinking about it, and then it just sits on our desktop in our Google Drive, and then nothing happens to it. Let's make sure we share our message, we share that value to our community in any way that we can. And right now, the best way to do it is virtual meetings. So, and then the planning time is cut in half virtually. It might take anywhere from 6 months to a year to plan a larger in-person event, because you need the venue space, you need the catering company, you got to feed people. There's so many different things. There's sponsors and speakers. With these types of events where you're going online and you're going virtual, you're still going to want to have some time to plan. And at the same time, you don't really have to think about the venue. You think about the other things like the tech, but you don't have to really shell out a lot of your budget for some of those bigger ticket items like the venue and for food. So that's where it's really going to benefit you as well. And so moving into some of the different types of events that you can hold, I want to start from the top because, you know, and we don't have to do this. I want you to think, start small. Okay, if you even just do something like this, a Facebook Live, Instagram Live, that is okay. That's considered an event, I believe. So you have all these things from conferences, summits where there's multiple speakers and it's like a week long. You can go that big, and you can go anything as small as, setting up a call with a couple people or a coffee chat or something like that. So just getting a little bit creative. The typical webinars, seminar, workshops and conferences, those are all great. And at the same time, right now, I think we want to take action a little bit quicker because we've got the time. And if we're putting out quality content, then that's okay. So I'm thinking tutorials, you can teach something, industry updates, especially like as it pertains to what's happening right now. You can share industry updates. Like for us, I just learned that there was a petition going around for the event industry to create a relief fund. So I shared that with my people. And then any tips that you have, like right now, I'm just sharing what I know. What do you know that you can put into, a few bullets and then invite people to come and listen and just start sharing, right? Okay, so, and then live sessions, they could be recorded, they could be live. And then some of the more fun things are like a happy hour, which we're doing with my mom group. It's Mayor Mason Moms. We're going to do a happy hour on Thursday, and that's going to be after the kids go to bed. But I've seen other places, other brands and groups do coffee chats. So those are some of the different things that you could do. So that's the benefits. And the different types of events that you can host. So it's really keeping it simple. I wanted to reiterate that. And then so now that you kind of know what that is, what it might look like for you, I want to tell you and remind you guys that we still do want to start from the beginning and look at what our objectives are, what our goals are, and what our plan is so that we can follow that. So even if it's just a small thing that you pull up in a Google Doc or you write down on a piece of paper, at least have a plan so you know exactly what to do. And when I talk to you guys about this, it's, really, it's so easy to get on live and just start talking, right? And that's okay for some things. But if you're going to invite your community and you're going to really charge for something, you definitely want to make sure that you have some substance, and then you have like that quality content that you want to share. What am I going to do? Am I going to have a call to action? Just like as if you were planning a live in-person event. Who are my speakers? Who do I want to come? What is the goal of this event? Do I want to serve my community? Am I trying to make money? And all of it's okay. It just depends on what it is that you want to do. So think about it, come at it from that angle. What are my goals? And one thing that I've been seeing and sharing a lot lately is, I know a lot of us have, I want to remind you guys to live off of the facts and not fear. So right now, what can you do to share your knowledge and expertise and experience with others without charging, or with charging a nominal fee? Like, for example, I've seen some people say, donation only, or this is what, unfortunately getting a lot of buffering. Oh no, I'm sorry. Can everybody else hear me okay? All right. I'm going to keep going. If you guys are okay, let me know. If you can't hear me, please let me know and we'll figure something out. But like I was saying, make sure you have a plan. You still want to have, you want to know who your reach is, who your target market is, and then what do you want to share? So just think of those, answer those questions basically. And then what do you need to get started? So this is going to be pretty simple for some of you. Some of you guys might be surprised, but you know what? You can have a full-on, camera and lights and all of these fancy things. But you know what? Are we really going to go out and get something like that right now? Thinking about the space that we are in, I want to encourage you guys to use what you have on hand. Do the best you can with the resources you have, right? For me, I have this ring light that's behind my phone, and my phone is sitting on a tripod, and I have a little sticky here that reminds me to look at the camera. I've got a lapel mic. All of this stuff I bought on Amazon. If you try to buy it now, it's probably gonna come in like 3 to 4 weeks. At least that's what I've seen on the news. Don't take my word for it. And I just want to say, you know what? You can do this really easily by just taking your iPhone or getting on your laptop using your camera. I'll show you the one that I have. I have a Logitech. Just plug it into the USB, and that's really simple. So that's one of the things that you could do if you have that. Usually the camera that you have on your laptop is not sufficient for doing something like this, but really that's all you need. So camera, computer, iPhone, or any phone that you have, the internet, any natural light is going to be helpful if you don't have the ring light. So make sure you're shooting during the day, and you're meeting during the day. But also, you know, having that microphone, if you have something like this, or a stand-up microphone, is very important too. And then your community, you definitely want to have your community there. So invite them to come to the event. And so one of the things that I really want to express right now, and it is very important, is having a moderator. And so right now, Janae is helping me moderate the comment section while I'm giving this talk. So it's always important to have somebody who's going to cover that side so that you can focus on the content that you're delivering. So instead of me like saying, hey, hold on, I'm going to look at the comments and then I'll answer them, she's over here kind of plugging in answers where she can. And so that's very, very helpful. And when you start getting into like using other tools, which I think I skipped, oh no, that's next. Like Zoom and Google Hangouts, then it's very helpful to have a second or even a third person to help you moderate all the comments, to at least check in and see, you know, what's happening, and really make your community feel that they're being heard, that you're listening to them, and that you are connecting with them and answering all their questions in a timely manner. So, and then now that we know what you've got, we know what you need to get started, just simply your iPhone or a laptop or computer. You could go and get a DSLR, but I don't want to get into all of that. I'm not even doing any of those things right now. There are some other people who do, and I can give you some great resources. But right now, I just want to keep it simple so we can get you started, okay? Pam says thank you. Oh no. Oh, I'm saying that. Thank you. Okay, so here are the platforms, and this is what I'm really excited to talk to you guys about, because I'm really diving in and doing some research. I've heard about a couple of different tools. Zoom, I want to say, is by far for me the best tool that I've seen out there, and because of that, there are so many people who are blowing it up. I've heard things to the effect of, you know, wait to talk to somebody and chat with a representative, it's like 2 hours, 3 hours, you know, but they have some really great resources. And I share that if you join our Facebook group, just a shameless plug here, Event Planning for Entrepreneurs, we started a unit in there that kind of walks you through how to download Zoom, how to get your updates and all of that stuff. So let's see. So Zoom is the most comprehensive. I'll get back to that in a little bit. Remo, I just learned about through Rob from Content Creators Cafe. I hope I'm saying that name right, but he shared that in his group yesterday, and I was like, ooh, this is really cool. It has a different looking platform. It's very like millennially, if that's even a word, but it looks really cool. It's very user friendly. I haven't started using it yet, but it's REMO. So it looks like you can, I watched the video on it, and you can pretty much network. You can network on it. Think of it as like you're at a mixer, you're at these high boy or belly bar tables, and you've got like 4 people, and there's a picture of you, and they do speed networking. It's really cool. I think if you have a chance to check it out, I'll put the link in there. It's just remo.com, I think. But you can like speed network and go through these different tables online and get to know people. So I'm really interested in diving into that. Some of the other platforms are social media. Like right now we're on Facebook. There's obviously LinkedIn, IGTV, and Instagram Live. Those are all great platforms. Every time I tell you I turn on or open my Instagram app, it says, oh, somebody's going live. Somebody's going live. let me tell you guys, everybody is going live, and for good reason. Some examples, like I said, the fitness industry is getting hit really hard. I see a lot of people doing workouts. Yes, Skype. I haven't really used Skype. That's another great one that's on my list. And Google Hangouts is what my daughter and my son's school is using right now for their class meeting. So that I can tell was very challenging because anybody can mute and unmute people, and then it gets a little bit challenging. I don't know if there's like a free version and a paid version. Skype, I know a lot of people like in businesses have been using that. Me personally, I haven't. That is on my list though, so thank you, Lisa, for sharing that. I think the more that we know, the better we are. And if you are familiar with Skype, I say, stick with that. If you're familiar with Google Hangouts and you know how to use it, then go there. There's no need to like start to learn a new, it's kind of almost like using new platforms. Like you don't want to be on all the platforms, right? You want to make sure that you're on the platform that works best for you. So if Facebook Live is the best way for you to connect with your audience, then be there, hang out there. If Instagram is the place where, most of your audience is, then, try that. Try doing more there. Again, it's going to be a lot of testing and figuring out which one is going to be the most effective for you. Angela says she tried this on her Android phone and it works much better than my laptop. Yes, it's so crazy, right? Like your small device has a better picture quality than your laptop. That's what blows me away. So going back to Zoom. So if you want to start with Zoom, it's free, first of all. It's free for the first 40 minutes, and then after that, it kind of kicks you out. What it's great for, though, is that if you do want to go bigger and you want to have these conferences, conference type events or workshops where you have breakout sessions, like your typical, your standard breakout sessions, and then maybe have a session for sponsors and speakers where they can come in and kind of have their own session aside from the main general session, right? So say, for example, if we are online and we're on Zoom, we're doing a general session and I say, hey, we're going to break out into our groups and we're going to, whatever you signed up for, say you wanted to talk about event sponsorship and you want to talk about event design, then you go and break off into this room and you go break off into that room. I haven't used that feature myself, but I've been into conferences or events where they've used it and I think it's pretty cool. So if that's something that you're interested in, check that out. I also learned today, thank you to, I believe it was Christine, who mentioned that you can update, what was it? So you can actually create a green screen effect. So I don't know if you guys are on TikTok, but oh my gosh, I'm having so much fun with that. But there's like a green screen feature where it's like already, you don't need a green screen basically. So you can sign in. And again, if you go to Zoom, if you join Event Planning for Entrepreneurs, you'll see all of those different details on there. I don't want to get too much into it, but you have the ability and the option to change your background. So I think she had a beach background. It was really cool. Christine, yes, virtual backgrounds. Thank you so much. High five. That was a really cool little nugget this morning. So, thank you for watching my TikTok dance videos, Ritika. Yeah, it's in Zoom meeting settings. So it's really cool, all the different things that you can do with Zoom. So it's kind of like the thing that I'm playing around with right now. But yeah, so those are different platforms. And then when you go live here on Facebook, you just put a description in, go live, and then you could repurpose that video. So I'm going to download this later, probably edit it a little bit, and then put it on my YouTube channel. You can take snippets of it, or you could take your bullet points and then go back and go to Instagram and use that as part of your stories. So there's all different ways to go about making sure that you reuse and repurpose the content. And that kind of is a little bit goes in line with marketing, which is number 5. But we're back at number 4. I really want to bring this up because it's a new thing and people are just learning how to use it. People are learning, what to do and what not to do. And this is tips and safety for tips for safety and etiquette when you are doing an online workshop or an online event, especially if you're going to be your camera is going to be on. So how many of you guys have seen that video going around where they're in a meeting and this girl brings her iPad or her laptop or whatever to the bathroom and she sets it on the floor, takes off her pants, and then sits on the toilet? How many of you guys have seen that? Hit that like button if you did. It's funny and it's kind of sad, right? Because it's you don't want that happening. I don't want that happening, right? You want to be sure that you know where to mute yourself, where to turn your camera off, whichever platform that you're using. And so, and then also like try to limit distractions. One of the questions that I had was, what do I do with people who are distracted? Encourage people, communicate all of these things early on. So, however your event's going to go, whether it's, virtual or even, live, you want to make sure that you communicate to your attendees, this is what we're going to do. This is how you're going to log on. This is what it's going to look like. Set those expectations, set the bar high, let them know, what is expected of them, what is it that they are going to expect from you as the host, and how, you can field questions if they have any support, have a frequently asked questions page. But really, the important thing here is to make sure that you know how you're using the tool or the platform. And if you do need to walk around, if you do need to use the restroom, excuse yourself, mute and turn off the camera, do whatever you need to so that you can do whatever you got to do. And for example, if you have crying babies in the background, everybody knows that, our kids are at home, make sure that you mute that, use the mute button. For hosts, if you're on Zoom, you have the ability to mute everyone so that you can talk. There's all these different tips and tools for each platform, but again, Zoom is the one that I'm really using right now. And then let's see, so the other thing to be safe, I've seen that there are people who are trolling different virtual meetings. I don't know anything about tech, but I'm sure that there's a way that people can spam and send spider crawling things out there into the internet to your computer. I'm not that person to talk to about that. My husband is, but just be careful with who you invite. I've seen things, where people will blast the Zoom link already in their event and anybody has access to it, even if they have a password. If the password is out there, you're not really protecting yourself, because you can have anyone just hop on and start doing crazy things that you don't want anybody to see, right? So you can kick people out, but you just don't want to have that to start with. You want to be proactive. So again, just making sure that you're inviting people that you really want to be there, your community that you trust and that support you, and you want to support them through these types of events. Send the link through your email. So like one of the ways to do this is to still set up an Eventbrite, still set up like a Facebook page, set up some kind of ticketing system at least, so that they get the notification, you get the notification, they get that notification, and then yes, Zoom has registration forms for meetings too, so you don't have to blast a meeting link. Yes, perfect. And Amanda's really great at that. We're actually hosting an event tomorrow together, Energy Healing for Entrepreneurs. There's another plug. Only $10. So if we'll put the link in that in the description too, or in the comments. It's really important that we start to focus on, that again, consuming the right content. Would I consider the event that we're hosting tomorrow good content? Yes, because it's very positive, it's very healing, it's going to be good vibes, good energy all around. So thank you, Amanda, for doing that. But she, like she said, she's got there's registration, the option to create a registration for your event through Zoom, so that you collect emails from people who are coming to your event. So that's important. That's gold, right? And then you're kind of filtering who is going to come and who is going to be there. So you kind of have an idea. People usually won't go through all the trouble of registering, especially if it's paid, if they're going to be trolling your meeting. So just be careful, tread with caution. and only invite people who you really feel should be there. Yes. Yep, it's there. It's my daughter. She's asking me questions now. So a few more minutes, babe. Okay. Yes, we did. So, let's be careful with the distractions, right? So that, now I'm distracted. So anyways, so back to that, just be careful. Know your etiquette, just be careful, communicate that to your attendees. And then there's marketing and promotion. I'm not going to talk too much on this because it's one of my favorite things. And I feel like there's not really much of a difference from promoting a live event to an online event. The big thing would be to, just make sure that you're tagging people, use your social media platforms, use your emails, lists to send the invites to, and just make sure that you're hitting all of those different places to promote your event. If you have other sponsors or speakers, make sure that you're, what I like to do is create little digital badges for them. And, it'll have like, oh, well, so-and-so is speaking at this event. Just find creative ways that you're going to be able to promote the event, but also have people easily help you promote the event. Because once you get it out to your network and then you send this out to your sponsors and your speakers and your key people who are a part of the event, they're going to help you promote the event too to their own network. So you're going to double, triple, hopefully in size, especially as we're online. And then going back to just knowing your market really and what your objectives are, because you can cast a wide net, yes, but at the same time you want to make sure you're getting the right people to your event and you're communicating and that message, the right messages to the people that you want to be there. So if you guys have any questions, again, leave them in the comments below. And then finally, taking action and testing the waters. So I want to encourage you guys. There's a lot of mindset that happens with this, right? They say that, this is the best time for people to start creating, especially for introverts who don't like to be out with a bunch of people. It is a good time, right? I mean, to not say that, we take advantage of it, but we kind of have to roll with the punches, right? Like if we can't have a live event, then let's not cancel it. Let's make it virtual. If we've got something to share, let's invite people in. If we want to create a positive community, if we want to offer something to our community, let's invite them in and have an event. Let's have a coffee chat. Let's connect with them in this different and new way, right? The other thing is, make sure that if you do have a community, that you're surveying them, that you're asking them, hey, what kind of topics are you interested in right now? What is important to you, especially as we go through this, time of uncertainty and, while we're at home, and, ask your community, because they're going to tell you, they're going to be the first ones to tell you what they want to hear. And that's going to give you more content ideas. And it's only going to help you, right? And then in turn, it's going to help them. So take action. So in your mind, just remember that, you are already an entrepreneur. You're already doing the unthinkable. You're already putting yourself out there in a different way. All you have to think now is say, hey, I'm going to add value. I'm going to provide my community and my clients with additional information to help support them. When you think about what you can do for them, then it's going to be a little bit easier for you to put yourself out there, right? So take action, use this time to experiment, test the waters. You can try different platforms, experiment really, and then put it out there, okay? Because if it just sits on your notepad, if it just sits on your desktop, it's not helping anyone. Don't live out of fear. Feel the fear and do it anyway, okay? That's one of my favorite quotes. So, and then I want to remind you guys about creation over consumption. Creation over consumption, and then collaboration over competition. Everyone is going online and talking about, this, that, and the other thing that they are in their communities. So another way to support each other with having that collaboration over competition mentality, interview somebody. If you don't want to be on the camera by yourself or in the meeting room by yourself, invite somebody to interview them. So I've been thinking about doing this too with some of the people who've been affected with the changes that, I want to know. And I think it's important for other people to know that, how did this affect you? How did this situation affect you? What have you done to move your event from live in person to online? What are the challenges that you're facing? And then what are some of the things that you're learning that would be really helpful for other people who are going through the same thing? So that's very important, get other people involved, then you're collaborating, you're not competing with each other. And then creation over consumption. So of course, stay up to date on what's happening on the news, but don't sit there and watch it all day, please. Take this time to create and help your community, okay? And if you guys have any questions, again, just keep them coming in the comments. I also want to address a couple questions since we have time. Ritika, are you still here? Just say yes or no. Well, I guess you can't say no, but just give me hearts or leave a comment. She asked a great question about how to leverage contests while still being able to sustain her own business. And I was like, wow, that's very important because we can't just keep giving things away if we're not able. What I thought of when I was reading that question was really, can you get somebody to sponsor? So I'm just going to use Ritika as an example. Hey, so her business is Challenge Island, and they are all about STEAM, providing. I'm gonna have to read it because I don't want to mess it up. Let me look it up here. But we just took a class virtually, so they are really focused on taking their classroom to other schools, right? And they're teaching kids how to build things and teaching STEM through these creative, collaborative, social, emotional activities. Okay, so it's hard because usually they will bring the materials to the class, and right now they can't do that. But the next best thing is to go online, right? And so we took an online class. They call it Home Island now, right? And it was like a scavenger hunt. So they got creative. They took, put all these items on a sheet of paper, on a PDF. We printed it out, and it said, look around your house for these items. We all got it together. Then they went online live, and then we built something with them online. And then everybody got a chance to say, hey, this is what I built with the materials that I found. It was great for the kids because they were able to use all of their fine motor skills. They were able to talk and really, practice their speech, build their confidence. So there's so much more to it. And I think one of the questions right now is, how can we leverage doing contests and giveaways online or, to our community while still sustaining our business? Because there's still a need to make money, right? We all need to live. And so one of the things I was thinking, it was like, could we have a sponsor? Could you have a sponsor or a scholarship fund perhaps? So maybe you could create like, what are those things? You could create a fund, some kind of a fund, and then encourage people to donate to that fund and say, this is so that we can get 10 children to attend the next Home Island. So our goal is to, support kids as they're, learning in this creative way, and then just really share your mission. So I hope that answers your question. We can talk more about that later if you want, but I thought that was really important to bring up. Again, the other thing is that, sponsors, do brands and businesses want to sponsor events if they're online? How are they going to get that exposure? How are they really going to connect with these people? I think that people still do. They still want to sponsor virtual events. You just got to get creative. So how can you effectively put your sponsors in front of your audience that in a way that's going to help them to understand and connect with each other and meet. So again, with the virtual tools like Zoom, could you invite that sponsor on to do like a 5-minute commercial or talk about their product, answer questions, what can you do? There's also ways where you can like do logo placement on some of these other apps. It could be a virtual swag bag. I thought that was really cool because it's also great for the environment. If you know me, I'm all about meaningful swag. So it could be like a coupon code or a discount code to a free trial of something of some sort that's online. It could be a phone call. I mean, it could be like using that Remo where it's like, a quick conversation with everybody, like a roundhouse, or it could be a speaker spot. There's so many different ways to be creative. I just did a workshop last week that focused on how to, event sponsorship basically. And we talked a lot about that. If you guys are interested in taking that workshop, let me know. I can absolutely run it again. Because more and more now at this time, brands and businesses really need that visibility and they want to be in front of your audience. What platform do you recommend for iPhone? So for me, let's see. I'm actually just going straight off of Facebook Live using my iPhone. So if you have a page, you definitely need the Facebook Pages app to run a live from your iPhone or your mobile phone. You can't just go live, I don't believe, from the Facebook app. You could do it in groups and you could do it on your personal profile. But if you want to go on live on your business page, you need to download the Facebook Pages app. I'll look here. Hi, Vasanthi and Sandy. Yes, scholarship for supporting kids. Let's see. Social funding. Okay, so what I was trying to say with that, there's, I still can't think of it. Somebody can figure it out. They have those, like if you have an idea, you have like, and you want to get funded for it, then I cannot think of it. Janae, help me out. I really can't think of it right now. But the funding is basically, to support anything that you want for an action or a cause that you want to do or create. There was another question about agenda and engagement. Really, when it comes to engagement and your agenda, it can be pretty similar to what you would do at a live event. Again, you're just not in person, so maybe creating scavenger hunts or encouraging people to take notes, and then running a contest in that sense. So like maybe what are your biggest takeaways? Share them using this hashtag crowdsourcing. Yes. Okay, I think somebody just sent me crowdsourcing. That's what it is. I'm sorry, got excited there. If you have any examples of that, let me know. I just can't think of the name right now. It's really just like bothering me, but I will share it later unless somebody else remembers to do that. But seriously, or going back to the agenda and the engagement, you want to, and limiting distractions, you can do things like, have a hashtag. You can have, encourage people to do some kind of a scavenger hunt and say, hey, these are the things that we talked about, or maybe, what was your biggest takeaway? Share that on social media using a hashtag, and then we'll share it. So that kind of keeps people engaged. It keeps people interested in helping them to take notes. And, also when it comes to your event, you want to have always a call to action. So it could be, promotion and marketing always starts at the beginning of the event. It happens during the event and especially after the event. I'm very big on that. Before, during, and after. How can you keep people engaged? So even after your event is done, if it's a virtual event, what are you going to do? What are you going to offer them? Are you going to give them any extra bonuses? Are you going to give them all of the live recordings? Are you going to keep that up for, a year? Are you going to give them anything extra. So you can even have different things, transcripts, worksheets, a private mastermind or one-on-one. Any exclusive content that you can give them is going to be very helpful in continuing to promote your speakers and your sponsors, or just your event and your business in general. So that's where we are, guys, and that's how you host a virtual event. It really can be that simple. Again, if you guys have any questions, I would love for you to join the Event Planning for Entrepreneurs group. There's a lot more information in there. Again, we started that unit section for people who want to know more about Zoom, and it's just a great place to have conversations about everything events. Let's see. I'm going to go back and look. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Yeah. All right. Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry. Let's see. We built an international business all through online webinars. Oh, yeah. That's Angela. The other Angela. Angela B. There's so many Angelas here. Okay, so yeah, so you know what, that's what I got for you today. Again, if you have any questions about what we talked about today, please let me know. I'm here to support you. If you have any other topics that you would like me to touch on as it pertains to events and marketing, please let me know, because I'm happy to share all of my experience and knowledge with you guys. And that's it. So thank you guys for being here. I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. And thank you again for just putting your lights out into the world. Keep doing that. Okay. Keep adding value. Keep being positive and supporting your community in the best way that you can. All right. Thanks for being here, guys. Bye.